Welcome to Vie de France, when quality matters. Today's episode, Rising Dough, Rising Profits. At Vie de France, we know that operating a successful bakery poses unique challenges. Fortunately, we can turn quality, presentation, and salesmanship to your advantage. So to help, we've created this video to break the process down into 8 easy-to-handle steps. They are thaw, rest, shape, place, proof, cut, bake, and cool. Step 1 is thaw. Allow the blocks of dough to thaw on a paper-lined tray under refrigeration for 8 to 12 hours. Arrange the dough in rows of 3 by 4, making sure to leave enough space in between each dough block. Step 2, rest. Once thawed, rest the dough at room temperature for 20 to 30 minutes until the internal temperature of the dough is 50 to 60 degrees. Step 3, shape. When it comes to shaping, you want to make sure that your shaper is on the appropriate setting. So many varieties are known as much by their shape as by their taste. For today's demo, due to the variety of shapers on the market, we'll do it all by hand. Today, we're going to make a boule. Very simply, 1 piece of dough makes 1 boule. What we'd like to do is to start just by smashing the dough with your hands. Then we want to fold it over and smash it again. All we're doing is working out the air bubbles. We'll fold it one more time and smash it again to make sure that all the seams are sticking. This is going to be your top, nice and smooth. We're going to bring all the folded edges around to the bottom so that they won't show. We're going to roll the dough over, and then we're going to turn the dough and tuck with our fingers so that we're tucking in all of this seam, so we'll have a nice round smooth ball. It will seal the bottom, and then you place it on your pan. Our next piece of dough that we're going to work is an alpine. Again, start by flattening the dough. Then we want to stretch it out just a little bit. And then we'll do what I call a jelly roll. You just roll it up and tuck it in as you're going, making sure to work out any of the air bubbles that are in there. Flatten it out. Make sure you have a nice thin seam. Roll it up, tuck your ends in, and there you have it, an alpine. The next shape we're going to do is a loaf, very much the same as the alpine. Flatten your dough, stretch it out just a little bit. Roll it up jelly roll style, tucking as you go to make sure that you work out the air bubbles. Make sure that your seam is thin at the end. Tuck your ends in. There you have it. You have a loaf. Goes right in the pan. Next, we're going to make a baguette or a batard, whichever you prefer. We're going to start out by flattening the dough. Then a nice fold in half and press it down so you seal the seam. Again in half and seal the seam. Now, take your thumb and put it on the seam and roll it over and press to make another seam. This is going to finish off your batard or your baguette. Baguettes are usually 18 to 24 inches long. Batards are a little bit smaller and a little bit fatter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll out and stretch the dough. We're going to start in the middle, your hands this way, so that when you start in the middle, there's not a lump. Roll it on the table until you get your desired length. Always be sure and place the seam side down on your perforated pan. And there you have it. That's a baguette. Step 5, proof. Proof in a preheated proof box at 85 to 88 degrees and 83 to 86% humidity. Each type of bread takes different times to proof. For our flavors today, aim for between 1 1/4 to 1 1/2 hours. You'll know the proofing stage is complete when your shape dough doubles in size. Now comes step 6, cut. To cut the baguettes, batards, and alpines, hold your knife at a 45-degree angle to the loaf and make cuts. To cut the boule, hold the blade perpendicular to the loaf and then slice. Step 7, bake. Bake in a preheated convection oven and apply 15 to 20 seconds of steam. The exceptions are egg breads. They'll need to be egg washed first. Each dough variety requires different baking times and temperatures. Our breads today bake at 350 for 25 to 35 minutes. And finally, the 8th and final step, cool. Just let the items cool. And for an added bit of salesmanship, try to make sure to do this when there are a lot of customers around. Just the smell of fresh baked bread is sure to bring a few sales. So, there you have it, rising dough, rising profits, courtesy of Vie de France.